Oh man, where to start? Where to start with this thing? This is the Moerman Accelerator. Pretty new handle here. Talk about that in a second. I believe this channel has been out for a while, the Liquidator 2.0. Where to start? I guess I'll start with the handle first. Let's just start with the handle. So this is the handle. This is really what came out. This is really the new product. So first thing, this will fit on any pole. Obviously, it fits better on a Moerman pole, which I do have. It's just easier to click that button in. It'll go on an Unger, but it won't reach the button on an Unger. See, it doesn't reach the button. It doesn't reach it. Actually, no, it does go on that one. Huh. I like to have it a little bit farther on, personally, though. I don't know. If it's on any pole. The angles here, if you haven't seen this yet, you can change the angle of this handle. This is a 40 degree. And then you see you have 25 and then 10. So all you just push this button, 25, which is pretty generic squeegee, I'd say. And then 10, which is, I mean, sort of like if you need like a 0 degree sort of thing for reaching over things, you know, maybe like that, over obstacles, and you can have the handle way out while you're squeegeeing. And obviously it's a pivot or a lock. That button allows you to lock it, so you can just use it as a squeegee, as a stationary, you know, non-moving like this. I absolutely love that. This is one reason I probably won't buy a wagtail. I'd be interested to try them, but I just don't know why I would when this one can do both, you know? I don't know. I know people trust wagtail. I have nothing against them, but I just don't see a need for me to buy one when I have this. So basically, to put a channel in it, you're going to pop this up. That's going to allow it to pivot, right? This is one thing I wasn't huge on. In order to put the channel in, you have to slide it like that and then pinch that spring to open the jaws. It can be kind of awkward sometimes because there's not really much to grab there at all. This right here is an 18-inch channel. I recently got this one. I've had the 14 for a while up there. I just want something a little bit bigger for doing commercial stuff. But yeah, you'll snap in the bottom first. So open her up. And then they have those little dots for lining it up. Just make sure it's in the middle. And then it's on. I'll wait for this wind to settle down. That's really the only thing that's holding it on. These clips don't hold the rubber whatsoever. It could slide through, no problem. And sometimes I do find myself having to adjust the rubber, because what you want on these is you want that rubber and that clip, I mean, almost flush, if you can. But yeah. So when I'm pulling, I usually use the 25 degree, which looks like this. I never use the 40 for pulling because you'll have to be pretty much right up against the window with the pole straight up to even get that to work at all. 25 is pretty good. 10 I have used for over obstacles when you're far away from the window when you have no choice, but 25 is what you're going to want to use for pulling mostly. I had some trouble when I first started with this because I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how it was supposed to work, what the story was with these. I've never really used anything like this before. Basically, what this clip allows us to do is that rubber to get really close to the frame, so you don't have to do any detailing. I mean, granted, you're going to have to do detailing a good amount of the time, depending on how good you are with this. I don't personally believe that there's a such thing as no detailing, though. I mean, maybe you could get that good. I mean, I've personally done windows where I'm just using it as a squeegee like this, and I didn't have to detail at all, and it passed my standards. But I still wiped the top of it, the frame down with the towel, just in case there's something I didn't see and I didn't want to drip them back down. When you get an accelerator, really, you got to get one of these too. This is the flick pad, and this is so you don't have to have a separate scrubber and squeegee. You can have this all in one. You can arrange it a couple different ways, but the way that I found and the way that makes the most sense to me is like this. So you have it like that with the flick tag showing up, and you're going to bend these tabs and push it on. Now these kind of worry me, I'm not going to lie, the little stitching on that. I don't know how I feel about that, but it hasn't come off for me yet. You just clip them both on, and basically it's on a pole. You can flick it over. Yeah, see, that happens sometimes if there's not enough water in it. You can flick it over like that and scrub, and then when you want to squeegee, you just flick it back like that, and you can do your pole work, obviously, when it's pivoting. This is awesome. One thing you're going to want to watch is I wouldn't use this in a house as a pole tool, and by that I mean I wouldn't use the flick pad, because you have to flick it back and water is going to fly everywhere. I mean, if you have like no water on this, maybe it won't, but you really don't want water flying all over people's house, and it doesn't take that much longer to get a different scrubber. The one problem that I've had with this is actually I dunked this with water and it was soaked like real heavy, you know, and I was shaking it off like this, and just like really trying to shake some of the water off, and the channel actually came out of the handle. I was really shaking it out though, and the channel straight up popped out of the handle and fell on the ground. I was like, crap. Changed the rubber and everything, because you're gonna nick it up, you know. That's the one thing that has happened to me with this, that I was kind of like, what the heck. Besides that though, I love this tool. It definitely has its place, and I think it's a totally acceptable tool to use for residential and commercial. Again, I prefer it stationary when you're doing residential, unless you have like a half moon or something, a big half moon. Besides that, this thing can really get into spots that, you know, are difficult to get to otherwise. The other thing that kind of worries me about it is, hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but it's kind of making some noise there. It just, I don't know, I don't really like that. It sounds kind of cheap to me. I don't think it is a cheap tool, but, you know, it sounds like one. It makes you wonder, you know, what's gonna go. So, I don't know. But for now, I love this thing. This thing is totally awesome. That's how I justified buying 2 of them. So, yeah, I guess I'll put a little video of me using it. Here you go. There's that water. I left a little mark up there.